Hello Clarence, yes you are first. I almost forgot to click the go live button, but we did it. We remembered. Yeah, there we go, we've got one in at the moment. We expect that, and it'll creep up as the evening goes on, we hope. Right, well, what we've got on the bench tonight, we're not repairing it because it's already working. We've got the York JCB 863 from 1981, sorry. We'll have a flip round the channels in a bit. Yeah, the camera's facing the wrong way, guys. The reason why is because the mount is at the back of the bench and the camera, I can't get it to go the other way around. So, you know, we're looking at it, so, you know, you're looking at it from the opposite way around. I'll give you a quick look. This is camera 3. Right, you're looking at it that way around, guys. Whereas the front of this is facing me, you're looking at it from the top. I'll give you a quick look. There's the front of the York JCB 863. All in good working order. We serviced this, remember guys. Remember we serviced this a few weeks ago, and you know it was let's move the camera over a bit so we can fuck it, that'll do. Yeah, I've got a Floor Bright t-shirt on. Yeah, I work for them, guys. I used to work for them. Well, I say work for them for a day. In fact, I didn't even manage a day. I got the sack. Move that over to there. I got the sack. In the UK, that means I was relieved of my employment. And I got the sack before I even got in the place. Let's just have a look at camera 1. There's camera 1 on the test set. And we can also move him over to the meter. Just bring the meter out a bit. If we need to, we can move him over to the meter and you can all see the meter. So that's good enough. So, you know, that's all we need, and we can move a bit further along if we need to. We can go to these radios here and we can zoom in. It saves. There you go. We can go to all this lot here if we need to. Yeah. And that's all we need to, that's good enough. Zoom back out. Oops. There we go. And that's it, guys. We can have everything in here that we need. I have actually had trouble. I've actually had a lot of trouble last night getting the cameras to work. They'll only work if we've got 2 in the back and 1 in the front USB port. Don't ask me why. So what I've done, I've actually ordered a 4-port HDMI capture card. It is designed for Windows 7, but it was only £50 and it was designed for Windows 7, so if I can't find any drivers for Windows 10, I have got a copy of Windows 7. I can just wipe this machine and put Windows 7 on it. I can just put Windows 7 on the drive, that's not a problem. To do that, you know, because OBS will still work, and that's all it needs to. Oh, and the internet, I think the internet still works. Windows 7. No, I don't think there's any updates, but I think it still works. So, but I think there might be, I might find some drivers for Windows 10. The manufacturer's website doesn't mention any, but you never know, do you guys? We may find them. Drivers for Windows 7 will work fine up to, oh that's alright then. Oh that's good, because this machine is never going to get 11 on it. Hey Christine,
Yeah?
do us a cup of coffee please.
Where is it?
What?
Your cup?
In the bedroom, in the workshop. I'm in the dining room, or in the shack, should I say. So yeah, we've got everything in here now, guys. Everything that we could possibly need for doing. Yeah, Clarence said hello.
Hi, are you okay?
Yeah, Clarence is, yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, it was a bit of a shame about hearing about you being radioactive, Clarence. You know. But I suppose these things happen, don't they? They shouldn't, but they do. But yeah, we're gonna... yeah, what else are we gonna do? Yeah, so basically, I have surgery on Tuesday. I think that says. Well, I hope everything goes well, Clarence. I hope everything goes well, mate. Absolutely. My thoughts, and I'm sure everybody else's, are with you. But yeah, we've got, like I say, we've got. When we get a few people in the chat, which I dare say we should. You know, we can. Yeah, we're not going to do any repairs tonight because we can't really, because the bench is not really, there's not really a lot of light there. We go back to it. I mean, it looks bright, but there's not a lot of light really. You know, we're waiting for the fluorescent to turn up. Once that's turned up, we can get the proper. This camera mount I'm using. I made it out of a microphone, an angle poise microphone boom. It's made out of an angle poise microphone boom. So what we're going to do, we're going to put the proper camera up, and once that's up, then we can, yeah, as you can guess. I did try and flip the image, guys. You know, let's try doing that. I have tried flipping the image, but it flips it to the right direction, but don't flip it the other way around. As you'll see what I'm saying. If I go to properties and I go down to here, there we go. Flip image. See, that flips it. But it only flips it that way. I mean, we could leave it there actually, because that's the right orientation now. It just needs flipping the other way, because as you can see, the writing's backwards. The writing on the mic is backwards. As you can see, so yeah, we're going to flip it back, but that looks stupid. So we'll flip it back. Because I've just noticed that. Because we can't flip it the other way. I mean, why can't I flip it? You know. wonder if I can close that. Yeah, hang on a minute. Put it on that coaster. Cheers. Yeah, I'll see you later, Christine. Leave the door open, it's a bit warm. Right.
You want the light on? You don't need the light on.
Leave the light on. I do need the light on, that's why I put it on. If I move this across here now, and I go there, I wonder if I come back down this way. Yeah, it does. Right, well that's flipped it now. Right, that's flipped it. Because the glasses are on the same side. And now the writing's back to front. So what we'll do is just get our picture where we need it square. Get our picture square. That's it. And now if I go back to here, if I go back to properties, and I go down to here, there we go, guys. It's the right way around. That's it. It's the right way around. How about that? Yeah. Yeah, it's the right way around now, guys. That's how we do it. Instead of having to worry about turning the camera, yeah, we can just turn the image. Yeah. I thought there'd be a way around it. We're alright on the other ones, they're all the right way around. I mean, that one's neither here nor there, it's the right way though. Christine's left my door open, look. There we go. So that's camera 2. That's camera, that's in the right way. That's camera 1, and that's camera 3. And we've got this one here, all cameras, but we're only showing 2. What I could do is put this up here, which looks better, and get them so that they're level. There we go. There we go. Perfect. So, who else is on? Let's see how many people we've got in. Because depending on how many people we get, depends on how long I stay. 5 people. That's disgusting. Where are you? Come and say hello. Come on, guys. I have surgery Tuesday. Yeah, well, I'll be thinking about you, Clarence. I think we all will. You know, we'll all be thinking about you, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, we'll all be thinking about you, mate. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we've actually got, when the light goes up and we can get a good view down on the bench, we've actually got we've actually got a couple of radios that we do want to repair. Hello, Julie, honey. Oh, thanks for the coffees, Julie. Thanks for the coffees the other night, love. Yeah. Let's just see what you're saying. I know it's gonna be high-handy and everybody. Oh, it is. Yeah. I could read that. So yeah. So we managed to flip the camera so that we can. Yeah. I had an idea that could be done because I accidentally done it once and then forgot about it. But what I've ordered, guys, I've ordered a graphics card that we're going to put into this machine. We're going to put a graphics card in. We've ordered an ATI Radeon graphics card with 8 gigabytes of memory on it. Sorry, Blue Nose, I missed that. Are you okay? He's an American, of course he'll be okay. They always are. Yeah, he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. I think. Well, all our thoughts will be with you on Tuesday anyway, Clarence. Definitely, mate. All our thoughts will be with you. I'm just giving my glasses a bit of a clean because they're a bit manky. I was seeing a red dot. I was seeing a dot in me glasses and they're not now. Anyway, what I've ordered, guys, for the channel, what I've ordered for this computer, I've bought a 4 input HDMI card so that I can plug all the cameras in. We've only got 3 cameras. The webcam, that can stay on the USB bus, that's okay. That can stay on the USB bus, like it always has. But the other cameras are all going on this card. And I also ordered, I know the onboard graphics on this card, I know the onboard graphics on this computer won't be up to the job of dealing with it, the struggle with this. So what we're going to do, we've ordered a graphics card as well. I can't remember what it is. It is an AMD Radeon, because I don't like Nvidia cards, so I always buy AMD Radeons, and it's got 8 gigabytes on, and it should be good enough because the card wants to, because that HDMI card, capture card, wants to see 4 gigabytes. I'm not sure if that's memory or whether that's graphics. How much have we got on this thing? So look, I'm just going to check how much memory we've got on this machine. I think it's got 4 gigabytes. Properties. Let's have a shofty. It's it's got 8 gigabytes. I thought it only had 4. Yeah, it's got 8 gigabytes of memory, and it uses onboard graphics. So it's some of the graphics, some of the memory is being nicked for the graphics. But what we'll do, we'll put the Radeon in. What we'll do, guys, we'll put the Radeon in. Hello, Karen. Good evening, honey. I hope you and Jeff are good. Absolutely. And just to catch up with everybody, we're in the shack with the York JCB863, which I purchased that a couple of weeks ago from Paul, a guy from the 60s. So we're going to give that a rig check soon. See if anybody's on here now. Let's go. Let's just go back to camera 3 for a minute. See, there's the York JCB863. Lovely little radio. Well, it's a big radio, quite a big radio, this.
I ain't got a clue. I've not got a clue. All of the noise is a 2.3.
See, we're getting that noise again we were getting the other night.
Well, I think it's that jet thing what you said from the jet.
Let's have a flick round.
61. Still 11 place down there? Yeah, right in the middle of it, yeah.
We'll shout for 19er Roger in a minute, see what we get.
Yeah. I think that's right. I think it is something to get on it, I think.
19er Roger, can someone give me a radio check, please? One 19er Roger.
Roger.
Cheers for that. I don't expect to get out very well on this, guys, because it's only doing 4 watts. So I don't expect to get over this much. You know, I don't expect to. Hi Malcolm. Yeah, I don't expect to get over this much on this. It just doesn't happen because, you know, you just can't. It just doesn't happen. But yes, so there's a tip for you guys. If you're using OBS and you can't get your camera the right way, drag the image across and then double back on it. Drag it across and keep going, and then just make it back to the right size, and it's the right way around.
It says on the computer, from what I've heard.
Got a dirty channel control on this. It's supposed to be self-cleaning, but it's a bit better. I mean, the more it used, just run around a bit. The more it gets used, the better it will get. See, that 14 had a bit missing. It's there now. So the more it gets used, the better it'll get. Yeah. You know, so we're getting that noise. And we were getting that the other night, and it seems to be something that everybody seems to get. Because remember, we were talking about it the other night. And yeah, we could even have the meter in here with us. We don't really need. Yeah, because we can see that from there as well. Look, even the meter's the right way around now. So, you know, yeah. I've ordered another meter as well, guys, because I want one of those Zoe meters that I use in the workshop, you know, nice bright backlit ones with the built-in oscilloscope. I want one of those for in here. So I've ordered one of those as well. It wasn't expensive. So I've ordered one of those as well. I will be going out in a bit, guys, because I'm going to the shop with the Mildred. Me and the Mildred are going to the shop in a bit, because he takes me to the cash machine on payday, so I can get my gas and electric money out. And it's looking quite well in the shack now, isn't it, guys? Don't you agree? You know, it's looking a lot better. What I need to do next, I might give that door frame a clean behind us. Might give me door frame a clean. But what I really need to do next, guys, is put some wall art up. You know, get some art and stuff. So, you know, like some CB radio and amateur radio. You know, pictures and stuff. Just so it looks good. Yeah, recharge, Jules, treat yourself, absolutely. Looking good. Looking good, Andy, in there. Thank you. Thanks, Julie. Andy, get some hanging beads in that open doorway. Well, I was thinking of something like that, but you know, once it gets dark, you can't see in there anyway. That's my front room. It's we've got stuff in there. I mean that doorway is supposed to be open, but yeah, there's not a lot I can do about that at the moment. But all that's in there, my Amstrad radio cassette, as you can see on the sofa, that's in there. That box under it, that belongs to Burn It Out Matthew. I've not even looked in that yet. The Franken player's on the coffee table. Christine's cups there. She was supposed to take that to the kitchen and didn't. And there's a Garrard turntable belonging to Matthew. That's there as well. But and my shoes, you can just see them. But yeah, I'm thinking of putting something in that doorway. But I'm not really that bothered if I don't, to be honest. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you can't really see into there. You can just see that corner. You know, you can just see that corner. You can't see what's in there. So it doesn't really make much difference. You know, but I was thinking about putting a curtain or something up there. I mean, the lady who lived in the flat above me before Courtney moved in, she had a partition built. To partition her dining room off from her front room, and I thought about that because when she moved out and went into a nursing home and eventually passed away, when the flat got cleared out, I was going to try and take the partition out that she'd paid for and put it in here because it would have fitted. I wouldn't have had any trouble getting it to fit because it's the same flat. That flat up there is exactly the same as this one. So it would have gone in here. Just that I forgot about it. I had the key and all. Just that I forgot about it. I forgot all about it. It just completely, it just disappeared out of my head. And then when I went up there again, it had been pulled out. But I was going to take it out so I could reuse it. But, you know, take it out carefully so I could reuse it. But it never happened because I was going to put it so that it was level with that and then put my hi-fi and everything there or put my chair there or something. But you know, we can't do much about the open partition at the moment. I mean, but as it gets darker in here, as it gets darker in there, you don't see much. But there again, you can't see much anyway. You can only see the one end of my coffee table and one end of my sofa. People have seen my front room anyway. A lot of it, because I did a tour of my vintage hi-fi, didn't I, a couple of months ago. And so people have seen my front room anyway. And, you know, that's what it's all about. You know, that's what it's all about, guys. It's all about, you know, yeah. So yeah, we're on. Yeah, I'm wondering what's the sound like tonight, guys, because we're on the JVC mic. We're on the mic in the JVC camera. That's the one it seems to be preferring to use. But I can't wait to get this stuff and put it in my computer and see if it makes a good big difference. I mean, there is software available, but I'm hoping I'm not going to need any of it. I'm hoping all I'm going to need is the drivers, which Windows 10 will probably detect. Sounds good, good and clear. Thanks, Julie, honey. Yeah, cheers, Karen. Yeah, because I don't hear it. I did record a little bit last night, but I never got the chance. I never got to hear it back because I went to bed. I got in bed. It was 2:30 by the time I finished in here trying to get these damn cameras to work. I just lost my patience with it, guys. You know, I got it working and then I just thought, right, I did a quick test video, as you've probably seen, and then I just went to bed. I turned it off and I went to bed. And to be honest, with the hassle I went through last night trying to get it working, I wasn't that bothered today whether it worked or not. You know, but luckily it did. But what we're going to do, we're going to get all the cameras except the webcam. We're going to get all the cameras off the USB port and get them into that HDMI video capture unit, which takes 4 cameras, but we're only going to be using 3. You know, we'll only use 3 cameras. We only want 3 cameras. But we can plug something else in. We can plug. What I might do is I might plug my HDMI upscaler in. I'll tell you what I have got, guys. I got it off Stuart. Remember Stuart? He sort of just disappeared like a fart in the wind. You know, he used to come on regular. You know, Stuart used to come on regular, and he sent me some cameras. As you know, he sent me about 4 or 5 cameras. He sent me the JVC one that we've got in here on camera 3. He sent me a Sony that he couldn't sell because it had been damaged, but I weren't bothered about it being damaged. It works. It's only the microphone. It's only a crack round the front and a couple of dents in the microphone mesh. I can live with that. Yeah, because that's the one that started. I remember when you were saying, a couple of you were saying I had a buzz in my sound. It was that one that was causing it because I took the hard drive out because the hard drive started going noisy. So I took the hard drive out and I just used it without the hard drive in it. Anyway, he sent me them, but he also sent me another camera which is remote control, and it's on like a pedestal sort of thing, and it can, you know, it can go around in a 360 near enough, and up and down. It can pan up and down and left and right and zoom, and it's remote control. But yeah, that was the guy. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He just disappeared like a fart in the wind, Karen. 1 minute he was there, and the next minute he was gone. You know, and I don't explain why, because I mean, I know a couple of people have disappeared. I mean, that what's his name disappeared. What's his name? That weird looking fucker. What's his name? That fucking Kevin. I can't remember his fucking name. Access All Areas, I think he was called. He did one. He was, yes. You know, yes, he was okay. Anyway, he disappeared. That Kevin disappeared because I blocked his boyfriend. So he disappeared. He's not blocked. He can come in anytime he wants. He just chooses not to. Because I blocked his boyfriend, Ray. Because Ray was getting too handy with his mouth. So I blocked him. And Stuart, sorry, and that other guy from Canada, what was he called? He was called Ray, but I can't remember what his fucking username was. Can't remember what his YouTube handle was. 2 of them stopped coming in because they were teachers, And I made a comment that teachers get good money for old rope, which they do. I mean, they're off for 2 weeks now, and they're gonna get fucking paid for that, you know. Teachers get paid whether they work or whether they don't. I mean, it's good. It's a good fucking occupation to get into, being a teacher, because you get paid. You get paid on or off. You know, whether you're in or whether you're not, they get paid. I mean, yeah, lovely. And they weren't happy because I said they got old money for old rope, so they disappeared. But then again, if you know, at the end of the day, right, at the end of the day, guys and girls, you know, I allow everybody to have their opinion. You know, I don't say, oh, well, you can't say this because this is my channel. You can't say that because this is my channel. You can't do this because, you know, you can. You can say what you want, as long as it's not a direct insult to anybody, to me or anybody else on the channel. You know, but you can say pretty much what you want. And as long as it's not a direct insult, then, you know, as long as you're not offending, deliberately offending, which I wasn't, you know, as long as you're not deliberately, I mean, I don't know what you lot all do for a living. You know, I've met you, Karen, and I've met Jeff. I don't know what you two do for a living. I've never asked. You know, because I've never asked because it's none of my business. Hang on a sec, let's put my glasses on. A good upgrade would be, I can just see what that, but I can't really read it. Hang on. Harvey, right, Harvey's going for, I'm not going to go too deep into Harvey, but I was speaking to Harvey one day last week on the telephone, and Harvey is having trouble at the moment. Harvey's not in a very good place, but I'm not going to say any more than that because it's none of my business. I mean, that's Harvey's business, and I'm not in the habit of airing other people's dirty washing, as they say. Yeah, he was nice and chatty, he was, wasn't he, Stuart? Yeah. Yeah, Barker Biz, yeah. We're both teachers, only joking. No. I know you're not actually, but, you know, but with all said and done, you know, I don't ask people what they do for a living, because it's none of my business, you know. You know, well, then they come back and say, well, we work in the education sector. They work in the education sector, for all we know, they could be the fucking caretaker. Or in America and Canada, they call it the janitor. You know, they could be the fucking janitor. You know, but we don't know. And I don't, to be honest with you guys and girls, right, I don't really care what people do for a living. You know, if I've got an opinion, I've got an opinion. It's as simple as that. I mean, you guys have opinions. I mean, you're all entitled to your opinion. Of course you are, you know. As long as it's not a direct dig or, you know, at me or anybody else. It's, you know. I mean, like, you know, like I think all coppers are bastards, but that's only my opinion, and it's certainly not a true opinion. Because they're not. But, you know, I'm allowed to have that opinion if I choose to. I don't really, actually, but I'm allowed to if I choose to, you know. But, yeah, it's all down to, you know, how much stick you can take on the day you're given the stick, I suppose. And obviously they couldn't take, you know, the fact that I was saying that they're getting good money for old rope. And, you know, I'm not saying it's the same all over the world. I mean, like, I know Tyrone's son, Tyrone Jr., used to work in Japan as a teacher. And he told Tyrone, because Tyrone told me, he said they get very few holidays at school in Japan. He said, and they have compulsory night school. He said they go to school in the day, they go home, they have their tea, do their own work, and they're back at night school again. And no wonder our kids, no disrespect to anybody here, but I'm gonna say it, no wonder our kids grow up with no brains in them. Because they're not at school long enough. I mean, they only went back a couple of weeks ago and they're off again. We only had the Easter weekend of 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they're off again now for another fortnight. And then, which they call it the May bank holiday, the May midterm or whatever they want to call it, and then in a couple of weeks after that, they're off again for 6 weeks. So they'll break up somewhere in the middle of June, or beginning of July or something daft, and then they're off then for 6 weeks, and they'll go back on the 1st or the 5th of September or whatever it is. Between the 1st and the 5th of September, they'll go back again. Then they're off again sometime in October. Then they're off again in December for Christmas. To be honest with you guys, I don't remember that many school holidays when I was a kid. I don't, I remember the 6 weeks holidays, because I used to hate the 6 weeks holidays. And I'll tell you why, after the first 2 weeks I was bored shitless. I'd done everything I wanted to do in the first 2 or 3 weeks. Couldn't be asked doing out after that. But that being said, I mean teachers, some teachers do have it difficult, because I know some schools, like schools for people for kids with special needs. I exclude teachers that work in them kind of schools. I went to a school for people with special needs, and I didn't think I needed special needs, and neither did the magistrate that put me on a care order until I was 18. He didn't think I needed special needs either. So I was only there about a year, if that. But, at the end of the day, I've got, for people, I've got a disabled brother and a disabled nephew. They both went to the same school at different points in time. And the headmistress that was there when my brother went was there when my nephew went, and she remembered me, although I didn't go there, but she remembered me because she'd met me. But at the end of the day, guys, I do have a lot of time for people who teach in schools where special needs, but when I was in the children's home, we used to just get our work and get on with it. Right. Well, you're about my age, aren't you, Karen? You're about my age, about 21. You're about the same age as me, I think we're about 21. Yeah, they probably are still the same. It's just like you say, they get the same amount, they just laid out differently. Yeah. Anyway, back to radios, guys. We've got the York 863. And all we've had is a Roger. I shouted 19 Roger and somebody shouted Roger. So we know it is working. Yeah, same age, yeah. That's what I was saying, we're both 21, Yeah. I know we're the same age. I was born in November 1965, November the 11th to be exact. Because I share my birthday with Harvey as well. I have my birthday with Harvey. He has his on the same day as me. Only he was born a few years earlier because he's in his 60s. Yeah, he's alright, Harvey. he's just going through a bit of a bad patch at the moment, but I won't say any more because I haven't got the authority to do so. But I know he's going through a bad patch at the moment. But he's health-wise, he's okay. Yeah. So I'm a little bit older, aren't I? Because I was born November. Yeah, December '65. Yeah. So, you know, I'm a little bit older, aren't I? A month, give or take. Yeah, but there we go. Yeah, so we're both 21, Karen. That's the way I look at it. Has Jeff got any more projects on the go, Karen, or has he not got anything just lately? Because I think the last thing he did was that VZ3000, wasn't it? The same model as what I've got behind me here. The Sharp. Anyway, let's see what this radio's doing.
You know, Ace one. Don't look up that often. Put the sensors on it. Say, where it be? I don't even hear it. Google it.
Nothing on there, is there, guys, apart from what I've done, I brought the aerial out from that, but I'm going to make some patch leads. What I'll do probably, I might come on the shack on Monday or Tuesday, and what we might do, I might show you the correct way to make a patch lead. A lot of people know how to do that, but there's no harm in showing you, is there? There's still a couple of things that need to be set up in here. The extension speaker needs to be set up. I need to get speakers for this computer because we've got no sound at the moment. But yeah, I'm happy with this radio I bought from Paul. So it needs a TX bulb, but apart from the TX bulb not working, it's a nice little radio. I should have chose one with mid-band, shouldn't I? We could have had a look round mid-band. But this hasn't got, I've got an itchy armpit, guys. Do pardon me for being so gross. There you go. There we go. I know I'm not going to sniff my fingers because I know what it'll smell of. It'll smell of sweaty armpit. Yuck. But yeah, we've got we've got pretty much everything in here now, guys, that we need. I mean, we've got the wire here for the radios, the lead for plugging the radios in. That's plugged into my special box at the back of the bench. We've got another meter on order because I'd like to have the same meter in here as what I've got in the workshop, because I do like that meter. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this Fluke. I mean, this Fluke is a good meter, and but you know, I just like those Zoe meters. I just think they're a nice meter, to be perfectly honest. It was Microchips Graham who put me onto them, because he got one. He got one. I don't know whether it was sent to him and to review it, or whether he purchased it, but he reviewed it, and I thought to myself, well, you know, that's just what I could do with, you know, an all-in-one solution. You know, I mean, the test set at the side of me here, guys, this has got a built-in oscilloscope, but you're not going to turn all that test set on just to check something with an oscilloscope, you know, and I've no room in here for the oscilloscope. So, you know, if we've got one on our meter, then that's all good, because we only need a one-channel oscilloscope in the shack. We don't need 2 channels. Why? Because we're not repairing stereos in here. We're only repairing radios, and the two-way radios at that. So, you know, we're not doing anything that where we need to look at 2 signals at once. I do need to get a signal tracer for in here. I've got one, but I'd like to make it smaller. It's a bit big. I'd like to make the footprint of it a bit smaller. So we're going to find some way of dealing with that. Because, what's his name, Racing Demon, God rest his soul, he sent me one. And I remember I built it, guys. He sent it as a kit and I built it. And he did provide a case, but the case is a bit big. And I would like a smaller one. Now I've been watching Jazzy Jane. I've been watching Jazzy Jane. And she reviews a lot of stuff. And she built and reviewed a signal tracer the other night, and it was only what, I bet it wasn't much bigger than my microphone in size. It was a bit thicker, but I bet it wasn't much bigger than that in physical size. I bet it weren't much bigger than that. And she reviewed that, and I thought, what a bloody good solution. The speaker in the front, it comes with an RF and AF probe that you build. You know, it comes with everything you need to build it. And I thought, what a solution. I'll have to check her description and see where she got it from, and get one of them ordered and get it built. And I'll build that. I'll probably build that in here because it's radio related. So I'll probably build that in here, and you guys can watch it take shape, and we'll do it in an hour. And then build the probe and everything, we'll do it in an hour. And you know, it run on a PP-free battery, which on one of them, a PP-free battery will last months. Because you don't use it that often, you'll use it now and again. So it doesn't even have to be mains powered. Some things, not everything needs to be mains powered. I mean, certain things you can run from batteries and they'll last ages. Yeah, but I am thinking what is the nasty interference lately? I don't know, Clarence. I don't know. I wish I knew, to be honest. But
That sounds more like an
you
island.
can hear it there.
In fact, it's not like an air.
When anybody's keyed up. If you go to an empty channel, it's not there. But yeah, we seem to get that a lot, guys, and I can't make out really what.
That's the oil reactor with the plastic.
I know that's Scouse John, but I can't make out what he's saying because of that noise. But yeah, let's just see if we can straighten him up a bit more. That's a bit better. I think let's go to camera 3. No, that's. Oops. There's actually a curve in the lens, isn't there, guys? You know, around the front here. That's actually a curve in the lens. Looks like a fisheye lens. Knowing JVC, it probably bloody is. But we are going to replace this camera with a Sony. This one's only there temporary. What we'll do eventually, we'll put a Sony one in. When we put the camera up on the ceiling, because we've got the mount down here for it, once it goes up on the ceiling, then we'll put a Sony camera on it with a remote. And I'll find some other use for this camera, because you know, it's on, like, if I can go to camera 1, there we go, I can show you what I've done. If I turn this round, see there's camera 3, and then you can see it's on a microphone, on a microphone angle poise stand, which is just screwed to the back of, well, not screwed, it's just clamped to the back of the bench, you know, and it's we managed to move it so we can get the camera in the right position, near enough, and you know, that's what we're doing. And there's the front of the York. But yeah, this looks all good in here now, doesn't it? We've got our soldering iron, we've got our meter, our test set, we've got everything we need really, guys. I mean, you know, there's nothing in here that we actually need. I mean, these marks on the test set on the screen, I think that might be dust that might be behind it, because I think you can take this cover off. I think this comes off, this cover. I think you can take this off and clean it, but, you know, or put a new piece of Perspex in there or something, might freshen it up a bit. I might look into it one day. If I find the service manual for this, I'll have a look into it, because I don't want to start taking it to bits and then discover I've got all sorts of things to undo that I can't get to. And my idea is to whip the screws out of here and then pull the fascia off. You know, maybe pull a couple of knobs off with it, but pull the fascia off. That's my idea. But let's go back to camera 2. But that's it, guys. The shack is starting to take shape, and I've got me, what do you call it here? I've got a couple of patch leads. There's a couple of patch leads there, and there's all my twiddling sticks. So just go back to camera 3. I can show you my twiddling sticks. There's all my twiddling sticks, guys. Everything in there needed for the twiddling of things that you have to twiddle. What I might do, guys, what I'm thinking of doing, I don't know. What I'm thinking of doing is putting the other putting me in there as well. I think I should do that. What do you think? So if I go to there, and I go to there, and I go to click on scene, and I click on camera 2, and I click on that, and then I bring this down, there we go, guys. How's that look? I can just go back a little bit, couldn't I, with that, because we're slightly overlapping. Is that it? Yeah. That's it, guys, isn't it? Yeah. That's it. So, you know, we can see everything now. And if we need a manual on the, if we need a manual on the desk, then that's easy enough. I can show you. I think the one we want is this one, but I'm not sure. No, it's not, but it'll do. It'll do. So if I zoom in here, there we go. That shows us. So all I do next is I come over to here, and there we are. You see, and you know, you can all look at the, you know, you know, we can look at. We can look at me making a repair, making adjustments. I have got one that does show you the adjustments. If we're doing a repair, we need to look at the circuit. You know, we've got the circuit there. We can look at the circuit together, or we can go to here, and that shows us the circuit I would normally see it, and we can go up and down. Well, no, we can't there. I'd have to go back to here. There you go. And that's it. And this is for the, what do you call it, the 134, the PTM, PTBM 134 AOX Cybernet board. That's what that's for. But you know, Scraps is asleep somewhere. He's either, I think he'll be in the front room. You can't just see him. I might move his bed actually and put his bed in between the front room and the dining room. Let's come back to you lot. Yeah, let's just see what, because I can't quite read that from here. I mean, I'm not struggling as much as I normally do, and it'll give me a chance to see how many he's in as well. There we go. Got 10 in. We need cams for you and Scraps. Yeah, well that's it, you see. We can, you know, we can, oops, you know, we can, you know, well that puts everything in perspective, that, doesn't it, guys? You know, because you can see what we're looking at, and if you go to a full screen, I think I can go to one here actually. I think does it give me the option? Screens, docs. I think it does give me the option. Automatic scene switcher. That might be worth a look at. I can't see where it gives you a full screen, but or view. Full screen interface. So if I click that, well, no, I expected to see a full screen interface, but all it did was made everything that little bit bigger. It didn't go to a full screen. Now we're going to minimise, so we need to go back to, there we go, back to normal. Yeah, but we've got the soldering iron and everything in here as well, and the desoldering tool. Yeah, it's a shame you live so far away, Clarence, you know. Yeah, you need me as a director so you can work and I can zoom in on the image your focus is on. Yeah, I mean, using the I mean, this is actually not a bad view, but this is actually not a bad view. This is not bad, but I think when we change, to the other system that I'm going to employ in this computer, I think it'll be a big difference. Yeah, it should work all right in this because it is an i5 processor. I don't know how many gigabytes it is, how many gigahertz. We can have a look, see how fast it is. because it should tell me it's closed that down. It should tell me. Let's go to properties, because I never looked at that before. Yeah, come on. I think this is this an Intel that's in, yeah, it is an Intel. Yeah, it's an Intel chip that's in this. We're just waiting for it to decide. There we go. Processor 2. Yeah, it's Intel it's Intel Core TM i5. I can't read all that shit. 334DS CPU at 2.8 gigs. Yeah, 2. Yeah. It doesn't tell me how many cores it is, does it? I should be able to go to device manager, system, devices. That would have been better. No, that's not fucking letting me do that. Get off. If I go up here, I go to computer. System properties. That should somewhere take me to the device manager. We're just waiting for that to decide, make its mind up. There we go. That's device specifications. I don't know where it is in here. I do, but I can't remember. I'll type in there. Device manager. Where's device manager? Device. I expect to find it in there. There it is. Device manager. And that should show me all the devices that are in the machine. And it does, and we've got one which is a network controller which has got no driver. Not sure why. Oh yeah, I do. That's a Wi-Fi device. That'll be coming out for that other thing to go in if there's no space, but it'll be coming out anyway. Right, so the CPU, processors. Yeah, it's a quad core processor. Yeah, there's 4 cores in the processor. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Yeah. Yeah, so that's a quad core processor. That's what I wanted to see. And that's it. Cameras. USB video webcam. Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. Come back to you guys. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see guys, it's starting to get a bit dark now. You can't really see that room in the room where you can, but as it gets darker you won't. Here we've got 11 in. OBS might allow multiple people to work on the layout I know SteamYard does, but that costs money. I don't like doing anything that costs money. I don't like paying for software. Well, I don't mind. Well, to be honest with you, that's not completely true. I wouldn't mind paying for OBS if I had to, because I'm happy with it.
It was bad, but yeah, go on, catch up with you. I'll catch up. We'll talk about it.
Good evening, guys. Who's about? Come on.
Oh, yeah, but don't be fucking close.
The ticking's on the channel. It might be my end, John, the ticking, by the way. The ticking might be my end. I've got a few charges on here. Sorry, Andy. Andy from Brillington's in with I presume you're doing your video chatting, are you?
Yeah, I am. Is that Penny?
It is, mate, it is. You're not a very strong signal, though. You're on a weak signal tonight. You're in the £10, and I'm not going to go much deeper than that. But I've heard other people saying about your recordings, and they were going on for... you have to watch the video and see where you come in at about 45 minutes, 47 minutes or whatever. Flipping heck. Thought, Jesus Christ, he does some waffling, does Andy?
Oh, you know me. Yeah, I'm on a York 863 that I serviced a couple of weeks ago. I'll be back on the normal radio. I'm just on just to get a rig check. Just make sure it transmits, and it does, and it works. So, you know, we'll be plugging back into the other radio soon, Steve. It's I'm just on just to check this thing actually works. I know it does because the test set tells me, but it's nice to get a voice on the other end.
Yeah, you're over at 20. You're over 20 dBs, which is quite strong at my house. My signal meter is quite tight. It's tight as Ray's pockets, actually. Ray from Salford, it's tight as his pocket. It's very, very tight needle.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah. I am. I'm doing my YouTube. I've got a new camera set up. What I've done, Steve, I'm going to start doing repairs in here. So I've set up a bit of a workshop on my bench.
I know what you mean, right. Alright, Andy, I'm going to leave you to it. You might get hold of Ray from Salford, he might give you a rig check there. I don't know how much of a good buddy he is. He's not too, you might get a rig check out of Salford, you never know.
Yeah, I have actually spoke to Ray before. Yeah, I know who you mean. Roger Dodger. Right, I'll let you carry on, Steve. And thanks for the check. And anyone wants to view the channel, feel free. It's the Vintage Radio Shack. And you can't miss it. There's a big fat bloke sat there.
I'm getting £9 off you.
Cheers for that, Ray.
9 quid.
Yeah, that's not bad, that. I'm only on 4 watts. I'm on a York 863 over.
That's good. 9 quid, that's brilliant, yeah.
Yeah, cheers for that, Ray. Right, I'm going to drop key and carry on with chatting to people on here. And like Steve says, Penny says, keep up the waffling. And you all take it easy. Cheers, guys. Catch you in a bit. Bye. Oh, by the way, Ray, I'm getting about £9 off you, but I'm getting a lot of noise as well. That ticking sound that you can hear, I think it's noise, because I've been getting it all week.
Okay, mate.
Channel noise, right, yeah. He was on the channel, actually, weren't John? I heard it on the channel after John had gone, so, okay, mate. There you go, Salford Good Buddy Ray there. Salford Good Buddy Ray on the old radio net.
Yeah, I've had a check off him before. I spoke to him before, Penny. Anyway, I'll catch you all later, guys. Thanks for that. Bye for now.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah, there we go, guys. I've just had a USB device come up unrecognised. So I wonder if something's gone tits up. That's working. That's working. So what did I get that was unrecognised? I know the manual's not there, but that's not on the USB. The manual's there. So if I come back, it should be there now. There we go. So what did I get that wasn't recognised? That's working. Let's give everything a jiggle. And that's working. It's the Mildred. Hello, Mildred. Mildred. Hang on, guys. He does that, you know, he's scared of spending a dime.
Welcome to Gig Gas voicemail. The person you're calling can't take your call at the moment.
Oh, Mildred. Good evening, Coffee with Dreamer. Yeah, absolutely. Good evening, sir.
Welcome to Gig Gas voicemail.
Come on, Mildred. I'm supposed to be going out to get the money out of the cash machine. Hello, hello, Martin. Good evening, sir. Right, so yeah, we're trying to get hold of the Mildred there because good evening, people was numbing foods. Don't get it. Alright, let's try and get the Mildred. Yeah. Unless he rang me in error. No answer. I mean, there we go. Yeah, so there we go, guys. Oh, here we are. Hello, Mildred.
Hello, Trumpet. 8 o'clock.
No worries, mate.
Right, alright. I've got you something here and I'll have my daughter.
Right.
She cooked some for tea and she tried one and it was a bit too spicy.
Right.
So there's 3 already cooked that's not been touched and I've got the rest of them in the bag and they're frozen.
Right. Oh, well, I'll have a go at them. Cheers, Mildred.
Right, alright. I'll bet you with me.
Okay.
I'll see you about 8.
No worries, mate. I'll be ready. I'll see you in a bit. Bye.
Can I have another one?
Yeah, so let's come back to you guys. There we go. Yeah, so we've had a bit of a chat with my friend Steve Panasonic and that lad in Ray in Salford. And Salford's quite away from here, so to do it on the York is not bad. So the York is working well, guys. I'm happy with that. As I knew it would be, because we did the alignment and everything, and we've had it on the test set and done the alignment. So we knew it would work, you know. But it's just nice, like I said to Steve, it's nice to have, you know, nice to actually hear somebody talking. You know, we know it works, but it's nice to have somebody, a voice on the end, rather than just looking at a load of numbers on the screen. You know, it's nice to know that everything's right. All this really needs, this radio, all it needs is a TX light, because the TX bulb's blown. So we need to source a light, the correct type of bulb to fit that. And then that's everything on this radio done. But yeah, if you were listening to round 19 and you want to come on and join in on here, yes, please feel free. Everybody, and I mean that, everybody is welcome. You're all welcome, guys, to come in and put your 2 pennies worth forth. Put your 2 pennies worth in, and you know, if you've got anything that you want to talk about radio wise, then yeah, this is the place where you want to do it. But I don't know why we got a USB unrecognised, because everything seems to be working. What about my keyboard? Yeah, my keyboard's working. It should light up, that keyboard. Oh yeah, it does. You press the buttons there and it lights up. Yeah, I thought it did. But yeah, we're going to change how this thing actually works, because I don't like having, we've got camera free there in the front USB, and it won't work if I plug it into a back one. See, we've got all the cameras there all working, but if I plug camera 3 into the back, I'll lose camera 1 or camera 2 or both. You know, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna fit this HDMI capture card and get rid of the USB. And it'll all be done through that card. And I've also purchased a graphics card to put in to support it. Windows does that sometimes, Andy. Mine will do it randomly and everything still works. Yeah, I know it's a pain in the ass really, but you know, because then when it does it, you start looking for things, you start testing everything to try and find something that doesn't work. You know, I'll be going in about 5 or 10 minutes, guys, because I need to get ready for the Mildred, because we're going to Morrison's. I'm not shopping in Morrison's because it's expensive. I went in there once and I only got 4 items, and it come to £8 odd, nearly a tenner, almost 10 quid for 4 fucking items. I nearly shit on the floor. I thought, well, fuck me, you know. I thought that is bad. But yeah, we're gonna go and I'm gonna get me. I need to check my bank balance anyway. And I want to draw my gas and electric, because Christine will go and do that for me in the morning. But yeah, we may upgrade to a 4K webcam, because this one, it has to be said, is a bit naff. But we may upgrade. It was only a cheap camera though. We may upgrade to a 4K webcam. But do we really need it, guys? Because all it's doing is looking at me, and you can't improve on perfection no matter what you do. So, you know, at the end of the day, guys, you know, you're all sat there now, aren't you, spewing up. But yeah, I want to get a bit of a vintage hi-fi sorted out in here as well, because I've got room on the top of that cupboard. So what I might do, guys, I've got a nice set of Goodman speakers there, 3-way speakers. What we might do, I think, we might bring the Rogers. What do you think about that? Bring the Rogers amp in, so that we can have the reel-to-reel, and I can use the reel-to-reel then. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to bring the Rogers amp in. Might do that tomorrow, guys. Bring the Rogers amp in, and we can. I can't remember whether it needs a plug on now or whether it's got one on, but we'll soon sort that out, and just run an extension. Well, a 2-way plug would do it, because I've got a spare socket down there. If the lead's long enough, I've got a spare socket and a 2-way plug, so we can chuck a 2-way plug in, no problem. because we're only running the reel-to-reel on it. So we've got a 5-pin DIN lead there. We've also got RCA to 5-pin DIN and all this sort of stuff. So we're only going to run, because I like my reel-to-reel, but I've not used it for a long time. I do like my reel-to-reel, but I've not used it for a long time, so it's time it got used. Yeah, what's his name hasn't come in tonight, has he? I've noticed. Birmingham boy, Mark. If you're watching, Mark and Bernie, good evening to you guys. And a nice evening it is as well. It's a bit overcast, but at least it ain't fucking raining. There's that to it, isn't there, guys? Because what we might be able to do, we might be able to get a lead going from the Rogers to the computer. Then that'll save me buying computer speakers that I don't really need. Because I've got some leads somewhere, whether they're long enough. Well, they will be, because I'll put the Rogers as close to this desk as I can and put the reel-to-reel on the other side. So yeah, it will be long enough. But yeah, we've got bank holiday coming up Monday. What we'll do, we might come in the shack on Monday, do a bit in here. I have got a couple of one-handers to look at. Realistic handhelds, walkie-talkie units. I've got a couple to look at. One I've already done the alignment, but it's got a problem with a squeal in the speaker. But it's weird because the squeal in the speaker isn't there when you plug the external speaker in. It's only there on the internal. So that's a bit of a conundrum as to what that could be. Probably a dried out electrolytic. But we'll get to it. So we're going to do that. And we've got a Sept mid-band, well, basically a mid-band and a realistic mid-band handheld, a PR27. Got one of them, which is complete and working. We've had it on the test set, and I think on the test set the test set said it was doing about 3.5 watts or something like that. It is supposed to be a 4-watt radio, but it will have lost a couple of watts over the years. You expect that, so we need to do a tune-up on that. Make sure that's good as well. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there because I'm going to get ready. I need to get ready for the Mildred coming in. I'm going to wait for him outside because he won't be long now. It's 1:45. I've got 15 minutes to get sorted. Right, let's turn this radio off. Turn the power supply off, and I turn that off. The fucking why did the fucking lights on the keyboard go out when I did that? That's weird. Anyway, weird. Anyway, guys, listen. You all take it easy. I'll be back this time tomorrow night on the Vintage Electronics Repair channel, where we will be finishing off Matt's Dansette RG30, or is it a 31? One of the two, they're the same thing. You all take it easy, guys, and I will be back this way tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe, buy me a coffee, all that good stuff. You all take it easy. Good night, guys and girls.